So positive feelings today. You can talk of a sense of something, and we mean a feeling of something. When you mean a feeling of or a sense of, they are interchangeable in many expressions here. Now, I don't want to say that sense and feeling are always interchangeable. They're not. They're not exact synonyms, but sometimes they are. So if you talk about a deep feeling of gratitude, you can say a deep sense of gratitude, and there's no difference in meaning. But if you talk about, the five senses, your senses of perception, your sense of sight, you wouldn't say a feeling of sight. A sense of smell, you wouldn't say a feeling of smell. They're different things. So be careful with sense and feeling. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're different. And so here you can talk about a sense of achievement, which is really the same as a feeling of achievement, but it doesn't collocate as well. The collocation is a sense of achievement, a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, a sense of urgency. And you can certainly make it stronger with the word overwhelming. That collocates very well with sense. An overwhelming sense of achievement means that feeling that you've done well, that you've achieved something, that you've been successful. Okay, and so learning a language, I think, will give you an overwhelming sense of achievement. Of course it will, because it's such a huge task. It's the sheer magnitude of the task when you think about it. Learning all those words and also the combinations that they appear in, it's incredible that we're able to do it. So it ought to give you an overwhelming sense of achievement, learning any foreign language. And you can talk about a sense of belonging. If you feel really at home somewhere, really comfortable somewhere, then you have an overwhelming sense of belonging, yeah? You might go to another country and find the people so hospitable and so welcoming that you feel an overwhelming sense of belonging there. You feel as though, that you really fit in, and you settle in really nicely. So you have a sense of belonging, as if you really were born there, as if you were born into that community. So that's a sense of belonging where you feel very much at home in that place. You can also have a sense of purpose. And here we mean a clear aim in your head. And so if something gives you a sense of purpose, then it gives you that feeling, that happy feeling that you have a goal, that your life has a meaning, you might say, and your life has a purpose, a goal. So that would be a sense of purpose where something gives you that meaning. Yeah, something gives you that that sense that you're doing something right and that you've got something to aim at. Yeah, some kind of goal to aim at. And you can certainly talk about a sense of urgency. So maybe you read somebody's letter or somebody's email and there's a sense of urgency in the email. I was talking to a friend last night. He was round here in the shed and he's an IT guy. And he told me that all the scams, all the tricks, all the phishing scams, and he has to deal with this at work where people are targeting the CEO of the company and stuff like this. They're trying to send fake emails to get people in the company to maybe make payments to the CEO, but of course it's not a payment to the CEO. And of course it's a scam, and there's always a sense of urgency in any scam. Yeah, there's always a sense of urgency. Quick, click now and give your details, because your details are at risk, or your account is at risk, or your money is at risk. So act now before it's too late. Yeah, they have this sense of urgency so that you aren't careful and you rush and you accidentally give away your password or something like that, something important. So be careful with these scams, guys. They often have a sense of urgency. You can feel it in the email. So if some email is rushing you to do something, don't rush. You can also have negative nouns, a sense of isolation. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been feeling a sense of isolation since we started isolating people en masse, and a sense of loss. If somebody dies in your life, if you lose somebody, you may have an overwhelming sense of loss, a profound sense of grief, we learned in a previous class. Now, if you breathe or let out a sigh of relief, that's I'm so relieved. Yeah, it's when you're worried that something might happen, but it doesn't, and so you feel relief. Yeah, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Now, it can just be that you really want something and you finally get it. That might be relieving. You know, you might just need the toilet for a very long time, and then finally you go and it's, oh, yeah, you were looking for a toilet for ages, and nobody likes that feeling that they're not able to go, they can't find a toilet. And so you breathe, you let out, you heave as well, also a good verb, a sigh of relief when you finally get there and you're finally able to go, to empty your bladder.